Today, Donald Trump will lay out his strategy for defeating ISIS and other extremist groups. The Republican nominee will speak at an event in Ohio. He's expected to paint the situation as a conflict between incompatible ideologies similar to the Cold War. The presidential election isn't the only thing on the ballot this November, but the presidential candidates can affect all those other races. KPIX political analyst Melissa Caen joins us now to explain what to look out for. Good morning.
Good morning. Just to think about this, right? Donald Trump could contribute to ending the death penalty in California. Let me explain. According to a field poll taken in May, 37% of California Republican voters are unsatisfied with Donald Trump as the party nominee. And 25% of California Democrats are unsatisfied with Hillary Clinton as the nominee. So for some voters in California, they are just not fired up to get out and vote for the president. Now, the other big race that is happening in November is the U.S. Senate race between Loretta Sanchez and Kamala Harris. But both of those candidates are Democrats. So you have Trump and Clinton at the top of the ticket and no Republican in the Senate race. We could see a number of voters staying home on Election Day. And if that happens, it would have a big effect on California's future. That's because aside from the president and the Senate, we're going to be voting on really important things: ending the death penalty, legalizing marijuana, gun control, and billions of dollars in bonds. The list just goes on and on. We got a total of 17 statewide ballot measures. If the presidential candidates turn people off and Republicans don't show up, if Democrats don't show up, maybe they think it's a foregone conclusion, they don't have to vote. If independent voters don't show up, they may wake up the day after the election really wishing that they had. Things are going to look very different.
Right, exactly. And we have a lot going on. We've got the presidential race, like you said, the U.S. Senate race, and also these initiatives. So what about other issues on the ballot?
Well, in a word, taxes. I know a lot of people think that state government is boring, but taxes are the one thing that should get your attention. Now, the state legislature needs 2/3 majority to raise taxes. And right now, Democrats do not have that 2/3 majority. Republicans have refused to vote for tax increases. But Democrats are 3 seats away from that 2/3 majority. They just need to pick up 1 seat in the Senate and 2 in the Assembly, and they will have enough to raise taxes without even talking to the Republicans in Sacramento. Now, whether you want more taxes or not, this is still a very big deal. Now, locally, we have Assemblywoman Kathy Baker over in Dublin. She is a Republican, the only Republican who represents the Bay Area in Sacramento. She is in a big fight to keep her seat this November, and that's just one of the races that can get Democrats closer to that supermajority. So if folks out in Contra Costa stay home because they don't like Hillary Clinton or Trump, they're going to miss out on this potential huge shift in California politics.
So, Melissa, if the Democrats have a supermajority, can the governor stop a tax increase?
No. No. See, a lot of people think, oh, Governor Brown, he's the grown-up. He will protect us. No, because here's the thing. He can't really stop the tax increase passed by the legislature. Now, technically, he could veto it. But remember, the legislature can override a veto with that same 2/3 majority. So if they have the 2/3 of the votes for a tax increase, they have the 2/3 votes to make it stick. That's why it's important. This year's election is about a lot more than just the presidency.
So in your expert opinion, what do you think is going to happen with that?
With the
taxes and
with the Assembly and the Senate, I think the Democrats are throwing tons of resources. They know this is a big chance to pick up those seats, and Republicans are going to be hanging on, especially in some of these swing districts like the one we see out in Contra Costa.
All right. Give us a lot to think about, Melissa, always. Thanks so much.